Look, I got all this polling on the screen going back since 2018. You'll notice on all of it, it's all north of 75%, 76%, 76%, 76%, 81%, and then 83% in the last year of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj. They favor photo ID to be able to vote.
So what's the holdup? Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, ma'am, what is the holdup?
John Thune is the holdup, and I think it's time that the American people put pressure on his senators. He has proven that he can take the heat, and it's going to remain the same. He is immovable on this subject. He needs to nuke the filibuster and bring the Save America Act to the Senate floor for a vote. We have passed the Save America Act out of the House, and we continue to message the dire need to pass this out of the Senate and get it to President Trump's desk. If that means attaching it to FISA, sure. I agree with you. FISA should never be reauthorized, but at the very least, let's have warrants to spy on American citizens. Let's get in there. The Fourth Amendment is not for sale, so the federal government cannot purchase your data from private companies. And let's attach the Save America Act to FISA. Give them another opportunity on a must-pass piece of legislation to actually get this through the Senate and to President Trump. Americans are demanding this. I just had Scott Pressler in Colorado talking to thousands of voters, and he mentioned several bills that the Senate is pretending to actively work on like they matter right now. None of them knew what they were. But every single one of them knew what the Save America Act is, and they want it passed.
It's so crazy to me. 83% of America doesn't agree on anything but oxygen, and yet here we are. They still won't pass it. Something also I'm not letting go, which you've been very vocal about, is this congressional slush fund with a House Ethics Committee who, look, we had Comer on last week, and he was like, yeah, we're going to release the names. They come out with this long report. Turns out it's all already public knowledge what they came out. I want to know who the money went to.
So, Carl, this isn't all of it. This is not what we subpoenaed. This is something that was released by the House Ethics Committee, and we are still waiting on the documents that we subpoenaed in the Oversight Committee. Remember, 357 congressmen and women sent this over to the Ethics Committee and said, let's just let them work on it. And then we immediately went into the Oversight Committee and said, no, we want these documents. We are issuing the subpoena. We want names. We want to know who was paid and why. And so victims' names are currently being redacted, and I expect to have that full list next week.
I want to know who the other dude was in that Senate briefing room video. That's like top tier, and if he got paid, because that guy went away so quietly, I guarantee you there was money involved in that one. I want to know if it was my tax dollars. Speaking of Ethics Committee, Ethics Committee, we mentioned Sheila McCormick resigns from Congress after stealing $5 million from FEMA. Okay, she's saying it's a witch hunt. I'm like, then why'd you resign?
Right. She certainly was facing expulsion. Even her own members and her own party were going to vote to expel her because they're not only she's not only stealing their money, she's stealing money from their constituents. There are some egregious charges there. The Ethics Committee released their full report. The expulsion was inevitable, and she bowed out and resigned. But just like every crook and creep up here, the allegations are always false, according to them. But the American people are seeing through all the disgust and filth in Washington, D.C., and me and a few others are leading the charge to expose every single one of them and make sure that there is accountability.
Are we going to see charges for her? Like, they always resign, and then these go away unless you're George Santos.
Right. I want to see charges on her and many, many others. I'm very disappointed that we haven't seen many more perp walks or any perp walks in this administration. I mean, this needs to happen. I mean, I think it's a big reason why Pam Bondi is no longer our attorney general. There just was not enough getting done. I don't want to gripe about the problems. I want to have justice and accountability. And that's what the American people want as well. This isn't about retribution. This is accountability and justice.
Yeah, ma'am, real quick, I got about 30 seconds left. House Oversight Committee is announcing that it's going to investigate the several deaths and disappearances of American scientists. We talked about this early when it first broke months ago. Nuclear or space research programs, they're gone or dead.
Now, if this was any other industry where this many people had just come up missing or had died, this would be a much larger story than it has been. And I think that is very suspect. Congressman Tim Burchett and I and Ana Paulina Luna, we are very concerned. Even Democrats like Jared Moskowitz have a big question mark around this. What did they know? What is being covered up by them being gone? And we are going to investigate this and much more. But first, the House Oversight Committee, we have to actually gavel in for a real hearing rather than roundtables and not be afraid of subpoenas being issued.
I'm down with that. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, we appreciate it.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.